The Beatles, You've Gotta Hide Your Love Away, for beginner guitarists like you. This is an easy version, there's no flash stuff, just basic chords, simple rhythm, no chat, let's get on with it. Hi and welcome to this beginner's guitar lesson. You've got to hide your love away. What we have here are 4 chords, that's all we need, 4 chords. And we've got 3 really common beginner chords. We've got G, we've got a C, and we've got a D. But there's also an F played in there as well. And as you probably know, F has a bit of a reputation. But don't let that stop you. Now, in the original Beatles version from 1965, there are some kind of fancier chords that are played. But for us, we are just sticking to the absolute basics. If you need help with any of those 4 chords, then there's a link down below to a playlist of guitar lessons for those. The rhythm for this song is a kind of a waltzy one. It's in something called 12/8 time, which is kind of more like a very slow 4/4 time. So there'll be 4 beats in a bar, but the rhythm is played in a waltzy way. And let me show you what I mean. And you can also see the pattern in this diagram here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the pattern we're going to do all the way through the song. There are 4 parts to this song. There's the intro, which is very short. There's the verses, there's the chorus, there's the flute solo, and then there's the end, which is just basically 1 strum. Here's the intro. It's nice and easy. It's just the G chord played over half a bar. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's talk about the verses. The first and the third verses are 4.5 bars long, and I'll explain that half bar as we get into it. The second and the fourth verses, however, are 5 bars long. There are 4 verses, and after the second and fourth verse, you'll be going into the chorus. Because of this 12/8 time signature, which is this slow 4/4, it might feel like there's a lot going on. And indeed, in some bars, there are actually 4 chords. However, don't worry about this, because the chord changes are actually quite slow, and you will have enough time to get from G to D and the next chords. However, I will show you an easier rhythm pattern that you can use, which will make this even less stressful. So here are the chords. The chords for the first part are G, D, F, G for 1 bar, which is what I was talking about a moment ago. Then we have C, C, F and C for bar 2. Then we repeat this. We repeat bar 1, we repeat bar 2, and then we come to our half bar, which is a D chord. And that's for verses 1 and 3. For verses 2 and 4, it's exactly the same as you see here. But instead of the half bar of D at the end, you'll now be playing a full bar. And in the original, what you hear is this kind of descending 4-note pattern at the end. So let's play that, shall we? I'll strum the chords and call the chord names out as well. Strum along if you feel like it, or just watch and then rewind it and play along. 1, 2, 3, 4. G, E, F, G, C, C, F, C, G, D, F, G, C, C, F, C, D, G, D, F, G, C, C, F, C, G, D, F, G, C, C, F, C, D. As I mentioned before, this is the easy version for beginner guitarists. There are some fiddly bits, fancier chords, and if you want to know how to play those parts, then drop me a line down in the comments sections. I'd love to hear from you. The chorus is a lot easier than the verses. There are only 3 chords this time, just the G, the C and the D. And if you have a look here, you can see the chord progression. It's basically half a bar of G, half a bar of C, then a full bar of D. And this is repeated. Like the verses, I'll play and call out the chords. Again, play along, strum along, or just watch, but definitely have a go. 1, 2, 3, 4. G, C, D, G, C, D. The flute solo comes after the final chorus, the second chorus, and it's pretty much the same as the verses. So you can see here what we're playing is the G, D, F, G, C, C, F, C that we've had in verses. But instead of going to the half bar like at the end of verses 1 and 3 or the full bar at the end of 2 and 4, we're just going to come to the finale, which is 1 strum of the G chord. Fantastic. Now, as I said earlier, the strumming pattern of can be a bit difficult for beginners. Not so much that the pattern's difficult, but it's doing that and also the changes from G, D, F and G and so on. So one of the things you can do, I said at the beginning that this is kind of like this 12/8 time signature is like 4/4. So you can just strum 1 chord per beat. So you can do this: 1, 2, 3, 4. G, D, F, G, C, C, F, C, G. That's something that you can do 1 strum for each beat of the bar. That can make your life a little bit easier. It'll also give you a chance to, if these are still new chords for you, give you a chance just to work on the chord changes themselves. So we've got the intro, we've got the verses, we've got the chorus, we've got the ending and the flute solo in there as well. So let's have a sing along. Here's the running order for this little sing along here. I'm not playing the whole song, just a truncated version of it. I'm going to play the intro, verses 1 and 2, a chorus, flute solo, and then we'll end. So why don't you play along or just watch and then rewind and play along. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here I stand, head in hand, turn my face to the wall. If she's gone, I can't go on, feeling 2 foot small. Everywhere people stare, each and every day. I can see them laugh at me, and I hear them say, hey, you've got to hide your love away. Hey, you've got to hide your love away. When I was starting out, I used to play along to songs, and in fact I still do. So why don't you try it too? Put the Beatles version of this song on and strum along to it. It's really great fun. The first song that I was able to play from start to finish was the Beatles Ballad of John and Yoko. 3 chords, E, A and B. However, I used to play along to a scratchy, worn out 45 a long time ago. As I mentioned at the start, this was an easy way of playing this song. There are fancier chords, flashier parts to play, but we've kept it nice and simple for you, for the beginner guitarist, okay? However, if you want to know how to play any of the little extra parts to it, then leave me a comment. There's also a little link down below for a worksheet to this song, so you can follow along to that as well. Alternatively, you can have a go at trying to learn one of these songs here in the link wherever it comes up on the screen. Thanks for watching. Happy strumming.